Hello, Ombuta Devi here. Shout out to my heart family, the heart community. When we intentionally work with the heart's energy and awareness, not only do we learn how to, number one, shift from depletion to renewal. Number two, strengthen our resilience. And number three, access our intuition through refined discernment. We also learn how to bring our subconscious up to conscious. This is the transformative power of healing. The mind can't do it unless it is rooted in the heart's intelligence. The heart has its own nervous system independent of the brain, and it perceives beyond what the mind can perceive. The mind can cognize what the heart perceives, but it can't perceive what the heart perceives. Get it? So, yeah. So when we use these powerful tools, we remember that they are tools, and tools are only as good as the person using them. So that means that the more we practice, the more we make them our own, and we learn how to apply them to our unique needs to support our connection to our own wholeness. Right? Remember, neurons that fire together, wire together. So the more that we can have a direct access of our own source, our own self, the weaker the conditioned self becomes. The conditioned self, I call it the posture. The posture is everything, that aspect of you that is everything to the outside world in order to survive. Your source self is everything to yourself, that you are yourself, minus the posture. And it is coded for creation, creativity, and expansion. So, what's the antidote to trauma? It is bliss and ecstasy. That's why psychedelic assisted therapy, for example, is so popular now again in the Western world, because we need help with softening that posture, that conditioned self. We need help with getting out of our own way, so to speak. We need help to be able to access our truth, meaning access what is living in our subconscious, so that we can actually become conscious and transform it, transmute it, and transcend it. We have to know what it is in order to do that, right? But we don't need psychedelic to do that for us. I mean, for some people, at some times, it's very helpful, yes. But we can access source at any time, at any place. But we have to practice, right? Because it's a muscle, it is an actual physical source and force field. And that is at our disposal 24/7. And if we don't use it consciously, it's being used subconsciously, right? So baby steps. So here's a very, very simple tool, exercise, practice. It's so simple, most of you guys probably won't do it because it's so simple and you think, what? 1 minute once a day for 14 days, 2 weeks, right? To start the conversation with your heart. It's 1 minute, it's about 5 to 6 breaths. Each in-breath and each exhale, out-breath, is about 5 to 6 counts. So it's deep enough, so make it deep enough, right? So here it goes, right? You take first, number one, you take your awareness, your attention to your heart. You bring it down, take the elevator down to the heart. And then you take your in-breath and you breathe in allowance. Allow. Full allowance. You breathe in allowance into your heart. You breathe out from your heart resistance. You just release resistance out of your heart. Again, you breathe into your heart allowance. What are you allowing? Everything and anything about yourself right now, right here. Right now, right here, everything is good. Everything is welcomed. You just allow it. You just allow it to be. You breathe out resistance. You breathe out the conscious and the subconscious resistance. You breathe out the resistance to the resistance. You just breathe it out. You just let go of all the resistance. Breathe it out. Again, breathe in. Allowance into your heart. Allowance. And you breathe out resistance. Just breathe out resistance. That's 4 to 5 breaths. It's 1 minute, once a day. After that, just notice. After that 1 minute, after that 5 to 6 breaths of breathing in allowance and breathing out resistance, just notice if anything shifted. Notice if you feel a little bit more grounded, more stillness. Notice if you feel more sensitive, vulnerable. Notice if you feel more tired. Notice if you feel more energized. Notice if you feel more focused. Just notice what has changed, if anything changed. And I know it changed, but whether you're aware of it or not, right, you will figure it out. You will notice. And sometimes it takes a little bit to just sort of refine that sensitivity. But whatever you noticed, that is your first conversation with your heart. That's where you start. Okay, my loves. Umbutta Devi here. Thank you so much for being here and wanting to be part of spreading more love and compassion in this world, starting with one heart at a time, right? So much love here.